Hey everyone, this is a look at the LEGO Star Wars The Last Jedi Resistance Transport Pod set. And if you think this looks like the cockpit section from the Resistance Troop Transporter from The Force Awakens, well, you are wrong. You see, the cockpit section of the Resistance Troop Transport from The Force Awakens had a dark tinted canopy section with 3 difficult to align stickers. The new set has a yellow tinted canopy section with 8 difficult to align stickers. Also, more importantly, the Force Awakens set had a gray fin, while the Last Jedi set has a dark orange fin. And this fin. In all seriousness though, this is obviously a module from that, and that's potentially a good thing because this was one of my favorite sets from the Force Awakens that LEGO did. It was also an interesting design in universe, I thought. It's too bad this set wasn't able to use the same scale as the other or vice versa, but that's just how the budgets worked out. This one is scaled up to very easily and comfortably fit 2 individuals in the cockpit section, plus it's able to fit BB-8. I'll show you that in a minute when we look at the interior details. As I mentioned, there are 8 stickers on the canopy. That is a little bit annoying. Some people will probably hate it. It doesn't look so great with all of those stickers left off. At the very least, you want to put the most difficult one on, the center one. These are clear backed, so you do want to be careful while applying those. 14 stickers in total for such a small thing seems a bit excessive, but it really looks nice to me. I feel like they have captured all of the goodness, all the good things about the Force Awakens set into something smaller here with the smoothness, the different textures, the level of detail, and also just the sensibility of design to work with the figures and with accessories. This one looks a little bit better from the back than the other one did. I like how they switch between the dark gray and the light gray. It makes for a nice look from behind, even though it doesn't have as much texturing as I think would be ideal. Maybe some textured bricks would have been good just to break that up a little bit, but it's pretty cool overall. You see that this is moving over here. Well, you can remotely operate that from the side. That's kind of cool. It feels good to do that, to have that remote action going on. You know, it's just a little bit of toy magic going on there. And this has a stud shooter. You have to reload every single time, but I think that actually looks nice in that place. I think it actually adds to the appearance rather than detracting. And this also has 2 spring-loaded shooters built into it that you can barely see. You have to look underneath to really see those. You can leave those out if you want. I think it looks even better without them, but those have their tails completely hidden away inside the body of this thing, which is great. And they just have a remote actuator over here on the side to make those fire off. So just do it in the same direction twice. You can fire off one of them at a time. And like I said, I think it actually even looks better with those removed, just for kind of the realistic look. But it's nice to have that option to be able to actually shoot with the thing for the sake of play. Now, when it comes to the interior, the whole canopy section comes off, and like I said, this is pretty generous for its size. It holds both of the figures in there with no problem. You have flight yoke there. You've got a console piece which has another sticker on it, just a small one, which is appropriate. It has clips for personal weapons or accessories for each of the figures. Has a little bit of tan around there to give you the look of the seats, and yeah, it's nice. It's easy to get the figures in and out. And then you can also remove the roof section back here. That's where BB-8 gets stored, and you get to see a little bit of the gearing mechanism for the side weapon pod there. Pretty simple, just has a friction adder gear over here that has a friction axle pin. And this section also comes off to give you access to more storage. Now, I don't know what that right there is supposed to be. I'm assuming that in the movie we'll find out what it's supposed to be, if it's supposed to be a minifig accessory. But maybe it's just supposed to be detail. You do put it in last, and they do have you put the thermal detonators in much earlier. But yeah, a couple of those stored there. Everything is nice and smooth and slick and sleek, and none of the actions take away, none of the removable sections take away from the appearance. Looks good to me on display. fits together well, and just makes me happy in general. Even though, I mean, it is kind of a basic thing, you know, it's not a super sleek starfighter, but for what it is, I think it's good. The figures here are Finn and Rose, and I think both of these figures look really good. Finn gets the medium, kind of darker metallic silver colored weapon, and also gunmetal gray or dark pearl gray legs with print, also print on the hip piece. And Rose gets nice printing that's actually pretty well aligned from the torso into the hips and down into the legs with nice crinkle marks there. She's got her new molded hair piece, which looks really good. I would be shocked if they did not bring that hair piece into some other theme, like an unlicensed theme, especially Ninjago. It's just a really good match, I think, for that theme, but could work its way into City as well, potentially. I think it looks really good, and it looks distinct. There's a little bit of classic throwback to it that's not intentional, but I think it works out well. Get an alternate face here, which is a good one, and an alternate face here as well, which we'll just have to see how well that matches up to her personality in the movie. I think that it's going to match pretty well. Here's BB-8. Psych. Here's BB-8. And there's only been one version of this, so we've gotten a lot of this exact same mini droid figure thing, but fortunately they did a really good job the first time around, so there hasn't been any need to make any updates yet. Hopefully eventually we will get like a scratched up, battle-worn, travel-worn, or dirty version of this. So in my opinion, there's not a lot to dislike about this set. I think the number of stickers is just the worst thing. Value seems to be pretty respectable. I think the size of the thing is a little bit smaller than it may appear on the front of the box if you see this thing, you know, in a physical store, just relatively speaking. But the size, combined with the number of features and how well the space is used, seems to make sense in terms of the value to me. Not to mention the price to part ratio, which once again is better than most non-licensed sets. So overall, I say good job, Lego. I think they've got a nice one here. With that said, now it's time for me to move on to my next video, so I'll get to work on that, and I'll talk to you again very soon.